Saturday, heck of a win. What kind of reaction has that had around the place for the last 48 hours or so?
Well, the training ground, as you can imagine, this morning's been pretty lively. We went through our usual process. We went through the Monday morning meeting with the debrief. We show the players video clips. We do that win, lose or draw. So there's always improvement points to be made. And we've got a culture now behind the scenes where we're able to, to go through them discussions honestly and open with the players, and that's the best way to be in terms of learning and improving. So there was lots of good stuff in there as well, of course. We were delighted with the win. It was a tough challenge in the sense that we're going to a team who've been flying all season at home. Great atmosphere up at Bramall Lane. I'm sure that the home and away fans that were there certainly enjoyed it, and we put on a performance which gave and should give everybody huge belief.
Was your family in with the Bristol City fans? Is that right?
My brother and my dad normally go home and away everywhere, and they've not been for the last couple of games, but so that's the first time that they've been in a while. And I just clocked eyes with my dad at the end of the game. We went to thank our supporters. It was a huge effort from our travelling supporters going such a long way, and I just caught eyes with him and my brother after the game. Just went and had a little cuddle with him, which was nice.
Did they enjoy it?
Loved it. Yeah, they loved it. Yeah, they followed me home and away, and the one thing they have said this year and last year was, is when certainly away from home. And the case tomorrow night, even though we might not take as many supporters, they always get right behind the lads. And how can you not enjoy that performance and that result at Sheffield United?
So they're making a trip to Middlesbrough as well?
Well, my dad is, yeah. My brother's he's gone on holiday actually this morning, but my dad will be up there with me, with my older sister and her kids and her husband as well. So my kids and wife are down there, so they're going to watch it on Sky.
Yeah, I mean, even though you're not playing these days, how nice is it to have that sort of backing everywhere you go?
Well, it's great when we win. I still get an earful off my dad when we don't win. No, it's everybody. Yeah, of course it's great. Great for the family to all pull together, and the players are the same. The players, they've got people following them home and away. And as I say, when you win and you play well like we did at the weekend, then everybody's happy.
How are you going to harness that Andreas Weimann that you got on Saturday? Because that was a special hat-trick from him.
Well, all three goals were excellent team goals as well. I mean, some of the finishes individually for Andreas were fantastic, but the actual build-up play, the desire to keep the ball alive at certain moments to give us the opportunity. The through ball from Casey Palmer, I think just before that from Patterson to Pham. So Andy got his just rewards in the sense that anybody that's seen him play this year knows how committed he is for Bristol City, the way he works every week. He's a team player on and off the pitch. He's a real leader, and it all came together for him on the weekend, and we were absolutely delighted for him.
Was it the system and his position that particularly suited him, do you think?
Well, I mean, he gets himself into them types of positions, whether he plays wide. We're always encouraging him to make it into the 6-yard area from crosses from wide. Of course, at the weekend he played down the middle. He dropped off at times into the little pockets of space as well. He's a very intelligent footballer, and that was one of the things we looked at this morning, the way him and Pham sort of dovetailed, and moved around positions. And as a defender, it's a horrible thing when there's people dropping off and going long and pulling you all over the place, and that was a big part of our performance.
Is 3-5-2 here to stay, or will it be different systems for different games?
Well, the interesting thing at the weekend, it was a real tactical sort of game of chess. I mean, we went there with a system, spoke to their staff after, and they weren't, they were quite surprised we went there with that system, and they then changed in game, and then getting information from Sam, the analyst, up in the gantry through the earpiece about what we're going to do. So we have a chat, myself, Gaffer and Maka, we sort of have a chat. Are we going to change? And we did tactically change, and that's an interesting question because we did change second half and not many people picked up on it and changed the system slightly. So again, we play with a philosophy in mind, and formations at times can be very flexible. So certainly defensively is probably when you always fall back into that type of formation. But we've got players that are flexible. It's going to be another tough challenge again tomorrow night, so we'll see when we go there.
How often during a game or during a season do you get that sort of information at half time where they say we've spotted this, you should change that?
Well, it's live coming through the earpiece from Sam, so he always gets to the back of the stand or into the gantry, so he's always got a real great view of the pitch, and of course when we're down there in the mix it's not always easy. So yeah, that's coming through. We're literally talking to each other, me and him. He probably gets bored of me. There'll be certain things that we've seen that we'll ask him to clip, and then as soon as we come in at half time it's there on the laptop, and we can have a little visual of something if we need to address something at half time. So it works really well.
the end of the season looks very exciting now, and in the next fortnight alone, Middlesbrough, West Brom, Aston Villa, 3 of your main rivals for the playoffs. How big a few weeks do you think this is going to be?
Well, we've got Wigan at the weekend as well before that, so we're aware that every game is massive. We've got to embrace this challenge. It's a part of the season, the sun's shining. It's got that feel to it where it's the end of the season, there's something on every game, and our job as a coaching staff is to keep everybody grounded. Difficult at times because everybody's buzzing after the weekend, but if we go to Middlesbrough tomorrow and take our eyes off it, we'll in the Championship you'll come away with nothing. That's been proven. So one of the big strengths of ours this season has been able to get rid of the one game. As I say, we debriefed it this morning. It's gone now. The feel good factor, the belief is in there, but the focus is now on Middlesbrough, and that's all we're thinking about.
What do you make of their form? And is it inconsequential? 4 defeats in a row at the moment, Middlesbrough.
Yeah, I mean, every team goes through a blip at some point in the season. Theirs has come at this point for them. For us, the game remains the same. They've got firepower going forward. Of course, set pieces. I don't think they've scored too many this year, but they're always a threat with the height that they've got, so that's something we've got to take into consideration as well. And there'll be moments in the game that we've got to be better than them. We've been very good certainly at the weekend on the transition when we lose the ball. Our hunger, our desire to win them second balls was massive, and we've got to be the same again tomorrow. And when we make them chances, we've got to put them away as we did at the weekend, and that's something that, as I say, is a huge challenge in front of us. We can't wait to go up there.
2 words, Aidan Flint. At all worried that he's due a goal?
So he used to have a moan at me all the time because attacking set pieces. If we used him as a decoy, he used to have a moan up that he weren't getting the delivery, and he's not managed to get too many this season, has he? So now we've got to keep an eye on him. But we can't just worry about him. He's got Big Ayala next to him. He's got Friend. He's got Shotton. He's got Dale Fry if he plays. That's unbelonging. Fletcher. I could go through the full 11. In fact, I nearly did. So it's something that we work a lot on, attacking and defensive set pieces. We work a lot. We don't just do them. For 5 minutes every week. We do. We look at them in great detail, and we were disappointed. We lost one at the weekend, although some say it might have been a foul. And as I say, it's a big part of the game, and we've got to be aware of that.
Are they using Flint differently to the way you did?
Well, I don't want to get into it. Yeah, I don't want to get into. He scored quite a few goals while he was here, and certainly before I came as well. He had a great time at this football club, and we're looking forward to seeing him tomorrow night. Hopefully, he'll be putting his head on the pillow. Not too happy tomorrow night, but after that, we wish him the best.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Hi, Dean.
How are you doing?
So congratulations on a great result of the weekend, arguably maybe the away performance of the season. How do you view that display now?
Well, there was times in the game where we came under the cosh in terms of the 2 goals we conceded. Just after the first goal, McGoldrick's had a shot that Max has made a good save from. And after that, we took control of the game. Even being a goal down, I thought we've shown real character. We got on the ball. It's a fantastic atmosphere. 30,000 fans to go and play, and we played our game, and that's the biggest thing. We got on the ball, we moved it quick. As I said there, we had good rotations in midfield, and we managed to get in behind them. Certainly down the right hand side first half, we caused them quite a lot of problems, and I'm just pleased that we got the result that I think our performance deserved. I think it was a real solid away performance with real character in there, but lots of quality as well.
Absolutely, more shots on target. Plenty of positives, obviously, away from Andy Weimann. Then obviously Max in goal did pretty well, didn't he? The return of Corey. Loads of things for Bristol City fans to be excited about. Yeah,
and I think you could see that after the game. We went over to thank the fans, and you could see the joy that they shared with the players. I think they know it was a great performance, and in that great performance, you can't have anybody that's dropping the standards, because you get beat against a top team like Sheffield United. So right through from Max, as you say there, Corey Smith, what a great sight. I wrote the team sheet out an hour before kick-off, so it's quite emotional writing your name on this team sheet. It's been too long, and he went out and put a fantastic performance in. He really did. And just having, before the game, that's extra voice in there. He's a real leader. The players look up to him, and we were delighted for him. You say Andy Weimann, rightly so, will get the plaudits. But you look at the build-up to all 3 goals, as I've touched on before, there's moments in there where, it's not always the perfect goal. There's bits of times where players have got to show some real grit and desire to keep the ball alive, to get on the next, the second ball, put the body on the line to keep the attack flowing. And the end result was 3 absolutely top draw finishes from Andy Weimann.
You've just been discussing it there, Dean, but has Lee got a big decision to make in terms of keeping that three at the back tomorrow night? Obviously, Borough have been playing three at the back themselves recently. Just wondered if maybe Bristol City might use that three at the back system a bit more often, because obviously it's worked so well at the weekend.
Yeah, and of course, I don't think you'd expect me to tell you the formation and the team now and give that away. I know they do it in rugby, but no, it's not something that we... in fairness, we're not quite sure ourselves yet, because after such a monumental performance, there's a couple of knocks and niggles in there anyway, so we'll see. This morning's session was very much a light one for the lads that played on Saturday. The other lads that have not been playing recently put in a real good solid hour on the grass and got some sharpness. They've got to be ready when needed as well. And we'll see tomorrow morning before we travel up who's readily available.
How's Callum doing? He was 50-50, wasn't he, for, I think Lee said last week, so will he be possibly involved in this one?
Well, he was back on the grass this morning with a smile on his face, so that's great to see. As I say, everybody's sort of still concentrating on the weekend just gone and the lads that played there, but we're very much aware that there's a big squad there of players, and pretty much everybody will be needed at some point. It might be the last game of the season, last 5 minutes, and somebody feels at the moment out of the picture. They've got to make sure that they're ready, and that's our job as well. In terms of the training session today, but that was the focus.
How will you travel up there? Did you say you're flying? And I
didn't say anything, but you're questioning me now, aren't you? But I'll tell you anyway. We're going to fly up tomorrow morning, and we're going to stay over after the game and come back on Wednesday.
By flying, you're not getting a train, are you, this time? It was train, wasn't it, the other day up to Sheffield?
It was a train up and coach back, yeah.
Right. And you haven't spoken to Flinty yet? You're going to speak to him after the game?
Spoke to him last week. Yeah, I'll leave him alone this week. I was after a couple of tickets, so no, I've kept in touch with him since he left, and I think most of every dressing room loved him, didn't they? A great character and had a great time at this football club. Went through a lot of experiences on and off the pitch with a huge amount of our squad, with the promotion and the Johnston's Paint final, and as I say, he's a great character, and we're disappointed to lose him, but he's moved on now, and we've moved on too.
You stayed behind on Friday, I believe, and we're at the under-23s.
Yeah.
I think I spotted you down there. Was that just to keep an eye on the fringe senior guys who were playing in that game?
Yeah, we had not just the fringe seniors, no, we had some youngsters playing, and just to watch the game, I think it's important that as I say, that there's a good chance them lads might be needed at some point, so just keep an eye on them, make them feel part of the team, which they are, even though sometimes, and I've been there myself, if you're not travelling you always feel a million miles away, but no, it's just to keep them involved. And then me and one of the analysts went up to watch West Brom and Birmingham on the Friday night. It took us about 4 hours to get up there with a crash on the M5, so we missed the first goal, but it was a good game to watch as well, actually.
I was going to say, were you impressed by what you saw? And also, Luke Williams has been linked with a Southend job today. What kind of job is he doing here at Bristol City? How highly regarded?
It's first I've heard of that. Him and Bawley are doing a great job, and you can see that with the amount of players coming through. Not just them two. It's difficult to focus just on one or two individuals, isn't it? We all know whether it's Tins with the loans and all the academy staff as well. It's a massive job that they all put in. On them cold nights through the winter when it must be tough for them, but they're the ones that are putting the work in, and we can see the just rewards at the first team end. So now, certainly at 23s level, it's difficult because we've got so many players out on loan that sometimes the 23s team is very, very young, but again, for them players stepping up, it's a great experience as well. So now, two great guys and two very, very good coaches.
Nice one, good luck.
Thank you.
Tomorrow.